Hello, tribe. This is the Crypto Duchess here, but my name is Monet Quarles, MSM. That's my professional title. And welcome to my Blaze Talk, again for the second time. So I am covering the topic today, how to be a purposeful leader in Web3. And first and foremost, before I get into the details of this topic, I just wanted to give you guys a brief synopsis of my journey in the Web3 space. So I actually started back in 2009. I was a college student and I was doing some work on the dark web. So doing a little bit of PI work as well as buying books on the deep web and also joining certain groups. So I was anonymous for a very long time. And the currency that was used, it wasn't fiat, it was Bitcoin during that time. So I really got into this space and became more passionate as time went on. And as a result, I started investing in cryptocurrency in 2011. So got into putting more money into Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and then other cryptocurrencies came about. And I started building my portfolio, and I was working in corporate America. I worked in tech for over a decade, worked for major Fortune 500 corporations. And during that time, I realized that this space had so much potential for growth, and I really wanted to be a part of the change that was happening in terms of data ownership and decentralization. So I started my brand, Duchess Consulting, and took on the name the Crypto Duchess back in 2018. Well, the name came during 2018 after the bull cycle of 2017. So took on the name the Crypto Duchess, and then I started Duchess Consulting about 2 years later. The idea came about in 2018, but the brand was being built in 2020 during the pandemic. So my brand is a tech firm that specializes in onboarding corporations and individuals into the Web3 space. My brand also offers data analytics services, marketing, crypto and NFT advising, and I am doing a series of webinars and hosting events in Houston, Texas, which is where I currently reside. I did an event for the Gathering Spot recently, which we were able to onboard about 40 people into the Web3 space, which is awesome. So stay tuned, go to my website when you guys are done here, and stay in touch with me. I'm also accessible on Instagram and Twitter as well. So let's get into it. So number one, being mission driven. So your top priority in terms of becoming a purposeful leader in Web3 is to be mission driven and focused on your community. So let's switch gears from the Web2 perspective to Web3. In Web3, we are very focused on the community, on the people that are driving revenue, and also really being the voices and the advocates for your particular brand. And for me, I have a community of over 17,000 people across different omni-channels on social media. So my duty to them is really to listen to them and understand what their needs are. If they're looking for more education that's focused on video content or in-person interactions, that's what I'm giving them. If my purpose is to provide people with a service, being of service to people, really helping people understand this space, whether it be corporations or individuals, or providing them with a service, it's my duty to also listen to them, providing feedback and also receiving feedback as well. So, again, mission-driven initiatives within the Web3 space. That is a necessity for us to continue to move forward. Number two, being adaptable. So whether you are in a bear market or a bull market, you should always be committed to building. So what that means is being able to adapt on the fly. We are in an environment in Web3 where it is very volatile, and I've seen companies go from millions of dollars, having a tremendous amount of money, to losing it all in one day. FTX is one of the examples, and this company actually just lost everything. Bloomberg said that they're worth $1, and Binance had to buy them out. And I would encourage you ladies to actually look up this case when we're done with the talk here. So in terms of adaptability, always know that you are in building mode. You have to be able to pivot. You have to be able to do research and be in certain rooms. So going on Twitter, doing research and looking up different articles and being in the know and being able to take into account with what your community is saying and pivoting as quickly as possible, that is one of the best ways to be purposeful in leadership in Web3. Number 3, being experimental. So this space is still very new. There are so many different routes that you can take. And being that I'm in tech and I'm in Web3, I've noticed that having the ability to experiment and try different things, whether it be having different talks, like having different webinars and experimenting with the different events that I'm doing, or even working with different crypto or NFT projects and really giving them ideas that are out of the box. It really makes a difference in my brand. And I've noticed that being open-minded and having the ability to experiment with different methods. It's like being a mad scientist in a lab. It's a lot of fun, but you have to remain open-minded. Just keep in mind, ladies, that no matter what, you are in a new space, especially if you're entering in this space and you want to get started and create your own brand in this space, which I highly encourage everyone to do at some point, or make a name for yourself. You have to just understand that, just be experimental, have fun with it, come up with new ideas, look up, again, different companies that have been successful within this space, looking up different case studies, which I actually have a couple of different case studies that I'm doing in Web3 as well. Stay tuned for that. But just understanding what people are doing so that you can understand what your competition is doing as well. That is so important. And I've noticed that by me being open to experimenting, I've been able to get ahead of my competition or even work with my competition. I have partnerships with certain people and certain companies within Web3 that I used to consider to be my competition, and they actually became my friends, and we break bread together. So that's one of the other tips that I can give you. Also, number 4, very important, and this goes with life as well, being communicative. So being open with your team members, being open with your community, being transparent, because hey, guess what? Web3 and transparency, decentralization, go hand in hand. Being decentralized with your mouthpiece and with your thoughts, it makes a world of a difference. And it has helped me to become a purposeful leader, because I am able to communicate my message across very clearly and concisely to my community and to the people around me. And people have been receptive to that. Don't be afraid to let people know, or let your community know what your thoughts are, because they may be thinking the same thing as you. And with that said, you're able to resolve problems faster. Okay. And then last but not least, being inclusive. So I'm open to everyone coming into the community that I have. We are friends, we are family, we are a tribe. So just being open and receptive to building strong relationships with everyone, no matter color, creed, religion, teaming up with people that you never thought of teaming up with, and just getting to know people within the Web3 space has also helped me as a leader in this space. And there's so many people, like I said, I didn't know that a lot of my competition would have became people that I could work with and break bread with. That's a part of being inclusive, so just making sure that people are a part of your community and your environment really counts, and it helps you to be a purposeful leader in the Web3 space. So just to close this out, I know that we are talking about, the whole overall summit is about, rest, preventing burnout. I'd like to say that for me, being purposeful also includes reducing burnout and making sure that you are taking care of yourself, but also just keeping these things in mind as well. It doesn't hurt to write stuff down, to journal about this. I would highly recommend and encourage you all to write out your thoughts after you're done listening to this segment and my talk. And just writing out what it means for you to be a purposeful leader within your respective industry, or also learning how to enter the Web3 space and start your own brand in this space, which I will also do a webinar and talk about opening up your own firm in Web3. I think it's so important for us to have a stake as women, as Black women in Web3. And I am more than willing to help any woman that's looking to start their own brand in this space. This concludes my talk about being a purposeful leader in Web3. I hope that this has been helpful for you ladies. And I love having these types of conversations because this is one of my purposes. This is what drives me and wakes me up in the morning and makes me want to go forth and be great in this space. So I encourage all of you ladies to reach out to me first and foremost. I have my website, which is thecryptoduchess.com. You could reach me at IG as well. I have Monet Q. And be careful, there are impersonators for my personal brand page, Monet Q. And I also have the Crypto Duchess as well, that's on Instagram. And then Twitter is Crypto Duchess _. Okay. And all of this information will be provided to you as well in writing. It's been such a pleasure giving this speech to you ladies. And I hope that you were able to take away a lot of value from this, and I'm sending you all blessings and love.
Ashe. I always love it. I always love it when Monet comes in the house because, y'all, this is the real vet. Over 10 years in this space. What's up, Shadi?
Girl, listen, I'm going to tell you guys two things because this summit is about no longer my burden. Am I correct? Yeah.
Ashe.
I was sick as a dog during that talk. Like,
Yeah.
literally, I didn't even feel like I did enough, but I did everything that I could, and I put everything that I could into that conversation because I was in the hospital a couple of days prior for a stomach flu. I was sick as a dog. I'm still sick. Now I have a cold because I just came back from Miami and I hosted 2 Web3 events out there, and I'm exhausted.
We appreciate you, Monet. Like, y'all, like for real, y'all. Monet is y'all gonna hear more from her today. There's a panel discussion on safety and belonging in Web3. Okay. But she really is out here. Like, she's literally out here building multiple empires and educating so many Black people across the entire country and beyond about this thing. So don't sleep on this. Like, y'all can literally be as grounded as she is and as phenomenal and as huge as she is. Thank you so much, Monet. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, sis. I'm gonna flip these questions, Mama, in the 13 minutes we have for the Q&A. So the first one, Monet, comes from Chrissy King, and she says, Duchess, I have a 2-part question. With the volatility of cryptocurrency, how do you keep anxiety quelled when your crypto is always fluctuating? I have made a small purchase of ETH, Ethereum. I think that's Ethereum, right, sis?
Ethereum.
Okay. Should I sign up for a biweekly investment via Coinbase?
So to answer your question, Chrissy, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, and any information that I am giving you is just out of opinion. So if you're looking to play the long game for Web3, for cryptocurrency and investing, I would highly recommend that you do make tiny purchases in Ethereum. Don't put any more that you don't put as much as you can lose. Like, don't invest your whole life savings into Ethereum at this point, because we're still in a bear market. So the price is going to fluctuate. But if you do what is called dollar cost averaging, or DCA, you will have the ability to over time grow your base, and your money, the fluctuations won't matter anymore, because you'll have more money than basically like the fluctuations won't affect the purchases that you're making, because you have more over time. So and to be honest with you, from what I'm seeing in the market, and again, not financial advice, I think that Ethereum is in a good place. It may touch 900 according to TA and FA, which is sorry fundamental and technical analysis. But yes, you should be good. But again, just, if you need to invest, if you would like to invest like, $10 a week, $50 every 2 weeks. It really depends on what your risk tolerance is.
Ashay. Thank you so much for answering that one, Monet. And we have another one this is a good one. Because most people in this space don't know what Web3 is, right? Some are new, some are dabbling around, right? So I'm going to put a good question up from Ashley, who says, how do you even get on or become a part of Web3?
Sure, Ashley. Well, so just giving you guys a quick recap of what the web is, why Web3. So Web 1 was the reading era. Web 2 was the reading and writing era. So Web 1 was basically when companies had the ability to advertise to you. There was no way that you can monetize. Web 2 is when all of the social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, TikTok came about. And you notice that the rise of influencers came about. So Web 3 is now the writing, and data ownership. So data ownership, meaning that instead of Instagram or Twitter being able to control our followers, control our money, because they're taking profits off of what we're making and creating, especially as Black creators, you have the ability to go onto these platforms, these Web3 platforms, and earn all of your money. You own your data, you own your followers, you own, your business. And little do people know, the only thing that a business owner owns right now in Web 2 is their domain, which is my domain is the cryptoduchess.com. That's the only thing that I own. That's why I have a Web 3 company. I mean, I still dabble in Web 2, of course. There's no, like, we're still in the process of, decoupling from Web 2. But the best way to get into Web3 is to participate. Join my community, come to webinars, come to live events and stuff. If you guys in Houston, I'll be doing some events starting in January, once I actually get a chance to rest my body, because I've been sick off and on for weeks now. But definitely just tap in with the community first. That's the first way to get involved. And then secondly, start reading, start looking into different books, or not even books, like just documentaries and stuff, and join the community. Reach out to me if you need any help with that, or if you'd like to join my community as well, by all means.
Okay, so good. So good. Okay, I'm gonna put up another one. And Monet, thank you so much, sis. And listen now, if you feeling ill right now, you don't have to do this. Okay, I mean this. I want you to
I'm
be okay,
feeling.
Mom.
Girl, I have a call in 7 minutes. Let's go.
I love Monet, y'all. Okay, this one is from Wendy Dorsey, and she asks and says, "I signed up for a data analysis program via Coursera. What should I be prepared for?" And I'm assuming this is around crypto, maybe.
She's not giving much context into it. So data analytics and crypto, that's good. We need more data analysts in crypto and Web3. There are jobs available and job sites available for you to find work in Web3. So if you're looking to become a data analyst, in my trade, like my previous trade, I actually did business analytics. I was also a tech consultant as well for a Fortune 500 company, not going to name any names. But yes, data analytics is very important. Being able to understand the ebbs and flows of different cryptocurrency tokens, very important. And also the historical data and being able to make it make sense for stakeholders, and building case studies around it, super important. You should be really preparing yourself for the following. So, and again, I don't know exactly what course she's referring to, so I'm just trying to answer this the best way that I can. If you're looking to get into a data analytics role in Web3, you should definitely start again going into the communities, get on Twitter, go to my spaces. I have a new show that just came out. It's the Rug Radio. It's on Rug Radio. It's called Decentralized Combos with the Crypto Duchess. You're definitely going to want to also learn SQL and what's the other Python, a little bit of Python if you're looking to really dig into data analytics and build out different warehouses, data warehouses, and what have you, scrubbing, all of that good stuff. I hope that helps. I know that the question wasn't giving me too much context when I tried.
No, that was dope. And to Monet's point, because for real, like anyway, we'll get into it this summer, but like there are so many jobs that need to be done in Web3. And so to Monet's point, the people who know Python and SQL and can build these like data warehouses and help companies visualize their data, you're gonna make coins. So Google has a certification program where they're giving out 100K to small businesses. You must have an EIN number. Or courses such as data analytics to teach you SQL and Python. Like literally it is free. You can give it to up to 500 employees in your firm. I literally use that for people inside of my company. They're taking courses right now this year. I will find the link again and drop it in the feed because it's not publicized anymore. It won't come up on Google, but I have like a back end link that I still had in my email. So I'll drop it in the feed, but anybody else who wants to take data analytics courses for free, you can with the link I dropped. Thank you, Monet. So this one is good, Monet. This one is from Anika. She says, how can you join Web3 without a VR headset?
Absolutely. There's no need for a VR headset. That's only if you're going into like a metaverse environment. Yeah, you don't need a VR headset. You could just go into like Web3 again. Web3 is just a concept. It's decentralization. We like if you think about it, even like the communities, like there's communities and tribes in Africa. The way that they function is decentralized. Even though they have the chiefs, they have they have the kids, they have the warriors, they have the wives, they have the midwives. Everyone still works together for a common cause, and the common cause is to basically help the tribe grow, produce more crops, whatever the case may be. That I hope that's a good explanation. But yes, decentralization in Web3, it's really just a concept. You could join by joining a community, by adding resources, by sharing resources, by creating programs that help other people learn about blockchain technology, sharing your knowledge on the street, helping the children. Like, yeah, you don't need a VR headset. All you need is this and this, your mouthpiece and your brain and your ears and eyes and God's discernment. That's it.
Ashay. Thank you so much, Monet. Okay, and the next one is coming from Trying to find some diversification here. Okay, so this one is coming from Anika Jones, and she says, "Thank you, Duchess. What suggestions or considerations do you have for working in Web3 with people under 18? Certain strategies that work. Any certain strategies that worked well?"
Okay, so I would say the best way to work with the kids is to think like them. You have to study what they're doing, study what kind of shows they're watching, study what kind of games they're playing, because you want to be able to level the playing field and meet them where they're at. So if there's a specific game that they're playing, that would be the best way to get them into Web3, is to implement some sort of a game or gamification strategy that will pique their interest, because kids have a very short attention span. I mean, hell, I have an attention span of a flea. Like, I'm worse than a kid. But the kids, I think gamification works for them, and I think that, having the ability to just meet them where they're at by creating these games, or having these interactive or immersive experiences for them, it will allow them to want to it'll pique their interest. It'll allow them to get into this space and be more involved and hands-on. I think it's a necessity, honestly. Gamification.
Gamification. Listen, see, and y'all heard this word earlier, right? The leaderboard is gamification based on what you do and what has made y'all do. It's made y'all raise y'all hand, it made you drop in the chat, made you go to booths. Ashe. One more, Monet, and FYI, y'all, copy that link that's in the chat. I dropped the link to the free certifications. Data analytics is literally in there, where you can learn SQL and Python and other stuff. All right, so the next question is gonna come from, man, they got so many questions for you, sis. Okay, I like this one actually. Okay. There are two good ones. Okay. Oh, we out of time.
No,
Dang,
no.
y'all.
I could take one more.
Okay.
I
All
have
right.
one eye. I
Timer
have one
two
eye on my computer. I have two.
minutes. Okay. So this one is good. Janine asks, where will your case studies be published once complete? Ashe.
So most likely, I'll have them published on my main website. I think it's important, and also LinkedIn, because I noticed that Casey does a really good job with this. She publishes her case studies online, and then she'll post them up and stuff. I'll definitely post them up because it's important for you guys to understand, and also for corporations to understand the gap in terms of Web3 education, and also the gap in employment in Web3, especially for women of color. I'm still crunching the numbers, but it's definitely there's definitely a need for us to be involved in this space, but not from oh yeah, let's open a wallet, let's buy Ethereum. I'm not making fun of anyone, but I need you guys to think a little bit deeper. We're in an entrepreneurial summit right now. So
Yeah.
I'm not talking about investing. I'm talking about making money by creating a business, creating longevity for your future. This
That's
is
great.
deeper than this. And, I hate to break it to you, but, they don't want us in these spaces. You know how hard it was for me to get the show that I have now from Rug Radio? They only had a lot of white women in, like, the BIPOC, not BIPOC, LGBT and all of that shit. They didn't want me involved, but they got me involved, and a white man brought me on. Like, he believed in me, and then guess what? Everyone else, the CEO of the company, now everyone believes in the Crypto Duchess, right? Like,
Okay.
the fairy tale became a reality. So what I could tell you, ladies, is that, start thinking a little bit deeper in this. I need you to think a little bit more along the lines of, how can I monetize off of this space? How can I make money? How can I make revenue for myself? How can I learn a new skill so I could become a developer or a marketer, or start doing copywriting services for these projects in Web3? How can I create my own business and sell in the metaverse? Like, that's what we need to be thinking about. Okay?
Ashe.
That's where I'm at. So, I'm sorry to yell at y'all, but that's what it is. I'm gonna give it to you raw, straight, no chaser.
Thank you, Mama Sita. We appreciate you, Monet. Thank you for pouring into us. Y'all keep it locked because Monet is coming back for a panel discussion with Alana Whitaker right after the DJ set at 2 p.m. Eastern. Okay, so much to learn today about Web3. And right after that panel discussion, I'm going to allow an additional hour for us to unpack your business ideas. Like literally, you'll be able to pitch on stage your ideas around Web3 and we'll literally talk through it together. Okay, so be thinking about that. Right now, thank you, Monet. I love you, Mama Sita. Right now, we are going to go into a workshop. I'm talking about pens and paper. Okay, I told y'all today was Big Founded Energy. Big Founded Energy. I want you to take out a pen and paper because we're going into a workshop with Alana Whitaker called Web3 in the Real World Now. And what that means is she's going to make it plain for how you take up space right now. I've been saying all morning, and Monet just said it too. We got to start somewhere. Ask the questions, join the communities, think about it, journal about it, write about it, right? We ain't asking for too much. I'll see you in the other session. Again, Alana Whitaker on Web3 in the Real World Now. Peace.